My wife and I have a safe word for when we have sleep paralysis. Last night, she used it from the basement. I've suffered from sleep paralysis for as long as I can remember. That terrifying feeling of being awake but unable to move, while some shapeless, malevolent presence lurks in the corner of your room. My wife, Sarah, never understood it until she experienced it herself a few years into our marriage. After she woke up screaming about a tall man with no face standing by our closet, we came up with a system. A safe word. Something simple, easy to slur through the panic. We chose marigold. Our wedding was in October, and they were the flowers in her bouquet. If one of us managed to gasp it out, the other would know it was real, that they were trapped in that hellish state, and would shake them awake immediately. It worked. For 5 years, it was our little lifeline. A whispered marigold in the dead of night was met with an immediate reassuring touch and a, "I'm here, you're okay, it's over." Last Tuesday, everything changed. I'm a light sleeper, so when I heard the floorboard on the landing creak at 3:17 a.m., I was instantly alert. I lay there listening. Another creak, this one on the top step of the staircase leading down to the first floor. Then another. Slow, deliberate. Sarah going to get water, I thought. But the bed was empty beside me. I reached out. Cold sheets. The footsteps continued, descending. I heard the faint click of the basement door opening. That was weird. We never go to the basement at night. It's just a damp, concrete-floored space with old boxes and the furnace. The door is always closed. A cold knot tightened in my stomach. I got up and crept to our bedroom door, peering down the dark hallway. The basement door at the end was wide open, a maw of pure blackness. "Sarah?" I whispered. No answer. Then, from the depths of that blackness, I heard her voice. It was thin, strained, laced with a terror that made my blood freeze. "Alex, Marigold." My body went into autopilot. Safe word, basement, now. I didn't think about why she was down there. I just ran. I flicked on the hallway light and bounded down the stairs 2 at a time, my heart hammering against my ribs. The living room was dark and still. The basement door yawned open. I hit the light switch at the top of the basement stairs, but the single bare bulb at the bottom only cast a weak, jaundiced glow, creating more shadows than it banished. "Sarah! I'm coming!" I yelled, taking the wooden steps as fast as I dared. The air grew colder with each step, the damp, earthy smell of the basement filling my nostrils. I reached the bottom, my eyes scanning the cramped space. Boxes of Christmas decorations, an old workbench, the hulking shape of the furnace. No Sarah. "Sarah? Where are you?" Then I heard it again, her voice. But it wasn't coming from the open space, it was coming from the small, dark crawl space behind the furnace. A space barely big enough for a person to squeeze into, where the main water shutoff valve is. We keep it blocked by an old plywood board, but the board was leaning against the wall. The voice was a desperate, trembling sob from the darkness behind the furnace. "Alex, Marigold, please." I dropped to my hands and knees, ignoring the grit and dust on the cold concrete. I peered into the crawl space. It was pitch black. "Sarah, are you stuck? Talk to me." I fumbled for my phone in my pajama pants pocket, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped it. I turned on the flashlight and shined it into the hole. The beam illuminated the copper water valve, a few stray cobwebs, and the concrete foundation wall. It was empty. My blood ran cold. The voice had been so clear, so close. "Sarah? This isn't funny," I shouted, my voice echoing in the small, damp space. A soft rustle came from behind me. I spun around, the phone's flashlight beam slicing through the gloom. It landed on the stack of boxes by the stairs. For a split second, I thought I saw a pale shape dart behind them. A trick of the light, it had to be. Then, from right behind my ear, so close I could feel the chill breath on my skin, her voice whispered, clear as day. "Marigold." I screamed and scrambled backward, hitting my head hard on the edge of the furnace. Stars exploded in my vision. I crawled frantically up the stairs, falling out into the living room and slamming the basement door shut, leaning against it, gasping for air. That's when I heard the soft footsteps coming from our bedroom upstairs. Slow, sleepy footsteps. The bathroom light flicked on, and a moment later the toilet flushed. I stood there, frozen, my back against the basement door as Sarah padded down the stairs. She looked tired, confused, rubbing her eyes. "Alex? What are you doing down here?" I heard a bang. She looked at me, then at the basement door I was guarding like a fortress. "Why are you sweating?" My mouth was dry as sand. You weren't just in the basement?" She gave me a look of pure, unadulterated bewilderment. "What?" "Number. I was in bed. I just got up to go to the bathroom." She stepped closer, concern etching her face. "Honey, are you okay?" "You look like you've seen a ghost." I couldn't speak. I just stared at her. It wasn't her. The voice in the basement wasn't hers. We went back to bed, but I didn't sleep. I just lay there, listening. Sarah fell asleep almost instantly, her breathing deep and even. I've locked the basement door and put a chair under the knob. I called a locksmith this morning to install a deadbolt. But here's the thing that's eating me alive. The detail I can't tell Sarah. Our safe word worked because it was personal, intimate. It was ours. But the thing in the basement, the first time it whispered marigold, its voice was filled with Sarah's signature panic. The second time, from right behind my ear, its voice was different. It was flat, cold, and ancient, and it didn't sound like it was pretending to be her anymore. It sounded like it had learned the word, and it was proud of itself. I'm writing this from the living room, staring at the basement door. The new deadbolt is shiny and strong, but last night after Sarah was asleep, I heard it again. A faint scratching sound from the other side of the door, and then a whisper, so quiet I almost missed it. "Alex." It breathed. "Marigold." It's not trying to get out, it's waiting for me to say it back. And the worst part? A part of me wants to.